Hey, my name is Juuso, and this is a breakdown of my energy explosion entry. First, let's go through the original recordings. This was mostly me in my kitchen making food, so not the most interesting source, but there's some other things as well. Well, the first one is actually me hitting a flask, like a metal drinking flask. Pretty basic. That's just me frying some food. This is me just kicking random stuff in the kitchen. I'm not sure if I use that at all. This is me grading something. This I know that we will come back to later. I use that for something. And that was almost the only source that I used from these recordings. There's a couple of more, but it was mostly modulating the same sample in different ways. So just to recap, let's take a listen to the whole mix. And as you can see, the project is a bit of a mess, but let's go through the layers. So basically here I had this atmospherical stuff. Then I have the explosion itself. Okay, then we had some more of the atmosphere stuff, which is supposed to be kind of up there, but some basic rumble, something for the lightning. Let's actually start with the explosion. I think that's what I started with. What I had was this. This is a recording of the grating of the carrot. So I thought I'm gonna try and use that to make something cool. And this doesn't really have that much going on. Just some movement from Traveler and some pretty mild processing. And then we got that, and I thought, okay, well, that's pretty okay. But then I duplicated a bunch of Travelers or recorded that sound into the Traveler, and then duplicated it and changed a bunch of settings, trying to achieve different parts of the explosion. So here we have Traveler A. Okay, pretty cool. And then I would just record it here on the same track. And the reason why I saved all these Travelers is because so that I can show them. Otherwise I would have it just recording and fiddle with everything and just let it roll. But then I have the recording, and then that's what these are. The recordings, these bits and bobs here are made of kind of those Traveler recordings. So yeah, then I would do that a bunch of times. Let's go quickly through the different Traveler sounds. As you can see, it's always the same sound here, but just different LFOs, different pitches or settings in the granular section. Cool. Not sure if I even used that one. yeah, that's something for the low end. So as we can see, these sounds are these bounced traveler files or sounds, and we can quickly go through the individual layers. This is actually a synth, so it's kind of a German bassy Reese bass patch that I've made, and kind of went on from there to fit it for the scene. Another one, a synth, just a basic zap, basic sub, just really distorted something like a transient to get a bit of a slap in there. Sounds pretty awful on its own, but fits well. And then this kind of a lead-in sound. I don't even know. Yeah, this is me throwing a carrot stub in the sink. Again from Traveler. Just more impact. And this is what I used the flask for. Well, it's pitched down a ridiculous amount, so the source doesn't really matter, but yeah. It just basically has a comb filter on it. That's what's making the sound. Some basic rumbling, and again the synth patch comes in for the lightning. I think this is a synth that's been processed with Traveler. For this abstract stuff, I had my source sound was this, some wobbly metal sheet that I recorded. Yeah, it had quite a chain, and this is very much inspired by Oscar Cohen's RX trick. This time I just used D-click. So basically the idea was to saturate this a lot and then declick it, and you get a bunch of artifacts. I'm not sure if my PC can handle. That's not exactly the end result, because this is a pretty heavy chain, or running RX Live is pretty heavy, but I would then bounce this whole file and well, not exactly the whole file, but a long bounce out of it, and then this is kind of the end result. Same thing here. Let's see what this sound is. Oh yeah, this is just me moving a pan around in the kitchen. It's been stretched out a bit, and we just have some reverb and a bunch of filter movements on top of that. Yeah, this is me just frying some food, and with this I just wanted to get some smokiness for the cloud. Pretty basic, some reverb and filter movement, and just giving it a lower texture with crystallizer as well. And this is just an additional kind of like a muddy trash layer that you need to have in explosions, I think, and just to kind of give it some grit and attack. And yeah, this is again one of the Traveler bounces. And that's my explosion sound. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a Traveler advertisement. Many thanks to Krotos and Paul. Really cool competition, and definitely excited to check out the library. Hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and thanks.